alaikum. Today we're going to talk about how can we build a long-lasting, strong relationship with our children. The relationship we have with our children is the essence of everything related to parenting. If the bond is strong and is built on trust and on love and connection and understanding, everything else becomes much easier. If the relationship is not strong enough, there is no real connection between the parent and the child, everything else becomes about fighting and power struggle and rules and resistance and challenges, because something very big is missing. So we need to make sure that before we go into correcting behavior, before we jump into why are they hiding things from me, before we ask ourselves things like why are they resisting everything that comes from me, we need to question first, how is our relationship with our children? Are we having a strong bond or not? Are they listening? Am I expecting them to listen to me because they trust me and they love me and they respect me, or because they're scared of me? Any relationship that is based on fear will have only short-term effects. But if they are listening to me because they trust my opinion, they know that I'm here to help them, not to judge them. I'm here to help them be better, not because to tell them if they're right or wrong. Everything else becomes much smoother and much easier. So how can we create this relationship with our children? First of all, the most important thing, and sometimes it sounds like the easiest and the hardest thing at the same time, is to listen. Sometimes we don't give our kids enough attention when they're talking to us. We're busy with the work and what we need to do at home and the mobile phones, and sometimes we feel that the stories, especially when they're young, that the stories are silly or not important or not interesting for us. So the thing is, when we show that the small things are not interesting and we don't give it enough attention, when it comes to the big things, they have already stopped talking to us because they don't feel that we care. We need to show interest in their life. We need to listen to whatever they have to say. We need to acknowledge whatever they're going through, even if it looks or feels simple and silly for us. For instance, if I'm upset because someone took a toy from me, this might look silly for us, but if I put myself in the place of the child, this is something very hard. This is exactly like someone taking my mobile phone or my purse and opening it without asking me. So we always need to think of things from their perspective, not from mine, and give it enough attention and show them interest in what they're interested in. So if they want to talk about their favorite soccer player or their favorite character in the cartoon, it's important to listen. And at the same time, we need to share with them what's happening in our lives as well. I know that sometimes we don't have the time, we don't have the energy, but if we want to build a relationship that would last forever and would allow them to come and talk to us and listen to us, it needs to be in everything in our life. We're sharing our life together. They're not just creatures who are happen to be living at the same house, and all we focus on is what they need in terms of eating and studying and sports and their physical needs. We need to focus on how we're connecting with them as well. Are we making this a priority? Are we giving it enough time? Are we sitting on the table and having a discussion? Do I know what's happening in their lives or not? Another way to connect is to create a safe space. I need to know that this place, this family, this home is the place where I'd be accepted unconditionally. I'm loved unconditionally. I'm allowed to make mistakes and still feel accepted, not judged. I can come and talk about the time where I messed up, or the time where I did something really bad, and someone would help me by understanding that it was a mistake and helping me in fixing the mistake and helping me learn from it so I don't get to repeat it again. But it's very important that I feel that every single human being needs someone in their lives where they feel that they love them unconditionally. And most probably no one is ever going to give them this except their parents. So I know for sure that we all love our kids unconditionally, but sometimes this is not the message they get from us. When I tell them that I don't want to talk to them because they did something bad, the message they're getting is that I only want to connect with them when they're good. So here it's becoming conditional because I only want to be around you or talk with you or know you or have fun with you when you're a good kid, when you do what I want. And this is the definition of our relationship being conditional. So it makes sense when they get older and become teenagers, and then they themselves, when they're upset or they don't get what they want from us, they stop talking as well, because we made this relationship based on what we need and what we want, not something that is always there no matter what we're going through. So we need to create this space where they feel they can discuss anything, they can ask any questions they have, they can open up about what they're going through, and they will find understanding, listening, support, acceptance, and unconditional love. I want you to know something very well, is that children create templates about the relationships from the relationship with their parents. What does that mean? Like, when I see how my parents are dealing with me, I know that my parents love me. So I'm still learning what love means. I'm still learning what a family is. I'm still learning what a relationship is from what I'm seeing happening between my parents, happening between me and one of my parents. So for instance, if I know that my father or mother loves me so much, and then they start hitting me, for instance, or hurting me in any way, or disrespecting me, and then they come and tell me, I did this because I love you, and I'm worried about you. So the template that I'm creating is that someone can love me and at the same time hurt me or disrespect me. So if someone else does this, I might be more receptive or more accepting to this kind of behavior, because I'm starting to learn that this is part of love. So we need to be very aware of the model of relationships and love and connection that we are living at home. Is it based on mercy and love and kindness and acceptance and standing up for our mistakes and taking responsibility and learning from our mistakes and helping each other through the tough times? Or are we creating a template that is based on judgment and being harsh and accepting them only when they do what we want them to do? So ideally, again, creating balance where we can create this space and bond is gonna help them, first of all, help us, because they would be more open to us, they would listen to us more, and they would tell us more about what's happening in their lives. And at the same time, it will help us connect to them and understand them and learn about them and see how can we help them in their journey. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.